Oh my god, that is gorgeous. I love maps that give you enormous vistas and views like that, and this is no exception. What is that? Hello and welcome back to SnowRunner, y'all, and in this video, we are starting off out here on the beach on the absolutely beautiful Tassie Trailing map. Now, this map is a work in progress, and it's actually already available on console, so if you want to check this map out for yourselves, please go and have a look on your console mod browser. The truck that I am using, of course, is branded, as you can see right there on the steering wheel, which means it is PC only, and if you're interested in checking out more about this GMC Sierra 1500, use the link to YaBuddy's Discord in the description box down below. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and kick off this realistic adventure. This thing sounds so good. We've done a build sort of in the vein of a, kind of combining the ideas and the philosophies of a overlanding rig, but also a pre-runner, and also a little bit of a crawler in there as well. Not much, it's mostly a overlander slash pre-runner combo, which those do exist. They kind of call them pre-landers almost. I've heard that term before. There's not a lot of rigs that are built in that style, but the rigs that are built in that style actually end up being pretty dang cool. So as we head on up this trail, we've been on this map before, but you can definitely tell that more greenery has been added and more detail has been added to the woods and the trails themselves than we saw the last time we were here. Easy does it, though? It's such an absolutely beautiful map, and if you're looking for sort of a, almost like Outback Overlanding, but with more elevation, you will love it here, because Outback Overlanding really brought a lot of that realistic trail riding flair and kind of flavor out into the game, especially for the new round of players that are coming into the game lately, and I think this really expands upon that same idea and that same sort of philosophy, but with a little bit more verticality in the mix, and I love that. Come on. Little bit of a traction issue here. This hill's a little bit muddier than I thought, but that just honestly goes to show that it's that much more realistic. Come on, and nicely done. This trail, I know that it's based in Tasmania, and I've obviously never been to that part of the world, but at the same time, some of the ways that this trail is designed kind of reminds me of some of the trails I've been on out here on the East Coast. Like, honestly, the East Coast of the US, or rather the southeastern US, the wheeling that we have out here, a lot of it is very, like, a lot of the trails are very tight. A lot of them are very, like, there's a lot of kind of overgrowth with trees kind of encroaching onto the trail. The trails are very muddy. The trails are very slippery because it's honestly a really, just generally a part of the country where it rains a lot. And so the trails being muddy is not all that uncommon. And while obviously this map and these trails are based on a entirely different part of the world, I can definitely draw some comparisons to East Coast wheeling. And, you know, whether or not you agree with that, I can definitely see how some of the little details of this map kind of go hand in hand with some of the East Coast wheeling that I've done or that I've gotten to ride along for. Now, we got a little bit of a dip coming up right here. I'm not quite sure if we're gonna be able to deal with this in like a river crossing sort of way, or if we're gonna have to find a little bit of a way around it. I don't know if the depth of this river has been adjusted since I've been here, but I definitely think it's worth a look. So I think what we'll do is we'll head down just a little bit further on this particular section of trail and see if we can make our way across the river at that same crossing point. Now, I do also want to check out the beach again because it looks like a little bit more has been added. Whoa! Okay. This dips down a little more than I remember it. Fortunately, I actually did a bumper chop on the front and the rear because I was not about to need to worry about the front and rear clearance because this thing has some pretty gnarly overhangs. That's one of the issues with some of these modern Chevy and GMC trucks off-road is the overhangs are enormous on both the front and rear. And whenever you see these turned into pre-runners or overlanders, you'll see a lot of people either swapping out for different bumpers, or you'll see them chopping the bumper entirely on kind of like a line like that, where it essentially gets rid of the entire overhang. Now, obviously, that's going to make your aerodynamics worse, and it's going to make your gas mileage worse, but in a scenario like this, I'd rather sacrifice a few MPG on the highway to not tear my bumper off when I'm off-road. Well, we got a little bit of damage to the diff cover there, but I mean, that's purely visual, although I don't know how the heck we damaged out a headlight. See, that's why I don't really like the way that SnowRunner handles visual damage, because as y'all saw, we were just slowly driving along the trail, and all of a sudden, because we drove over a rock that the game didn't like, we got a damaged headlight out of it. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, and again, I will keep calling for this until the devs listen. Give us an option in either the gameplay options or the graphics options to turn off visual damage. Please, I will keep asking for that until either the next Runners game comes out or this game just is purely not getting updated anymore. I do not care. I will keep asking for that. I will keep ranting about it. I know it seems like a very odd detail to keep ranting about, but that is a hill for me. That is a hill that I will not let go. I will not let that hill be, you know, I don't know, erased, wiped away, whatever. Give us an option to turn off visual damage, please. It looks horrible. All right, easy. Oh, geez, that's actually a lot more of a hole there on the side than I thought. Come on, walk it forward, just easy. Did we get any visual from that? See, and that's the other weird thing. You can bury the side of your truck in a wall, and that won't give you any visual damage. But drive over a slightly weirdly positioned rock, and, you know, it hits your tire in a weird way, well, good news for you. You now have a busted headlight and a busted fender that rock didn't even get within a few feet of. So it's things like that that just don't line up in the way the damage works that make me want to turn the visual damage off. I'll keep the mechanical damage. The mechanical damage is fine. Just let me turn off the visual one. I don't feel like it would be that hard of a thing to implement. Now, maybe it would be. I don't know. This rant also wasn't supposed to go on for this long, so it's one of those things. But, by the way, I'm gonna go ahead and divert away from that rant real quick because this map is insane. And it's weird because, you know, we're actually now kind of getting up to one of the areas where the developed part of the map kind of ends, but look at that! Oh my god, that valley. I'm gonna kick it into automatic mode so we can go just a tiny bit faster, like just a hair faster. And I think that this view we're about to get is gonna be like the stuff that you would see on the mountains in Hawaii, like in Test Drive Unlimited. Yo, that is gorgeous. Holy smokes. Hold on. I'm turning the aperture all the way down because I want to see the bigger picture of that. That is absolutely... Look at that valley! That is absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Like, to me, oh my god, that is gorgeous. I love maps that give you enormous vistas and views like that, and this is no exception. What is that? I mean, obviously it's a small pond, but like, why does the map send me down this way and turn me back around? Oh, I see. It connects me up to another trail that I've never been on before. Yo, if you want a realistic overlanding simulator, this map is about as close as, like, this game has been to that in a long time. Especially if you pair it with a really realistic truck mod as well. Like, this thing I've got really realistically tuned. I mean, we're running a pretty large tire, we're running a set of 39s, we're running realistic power, and we're running some enlarged fiberglass fenders. Now, in the real world, you could get fenders like this from companies like, say, Fiberworks, for example. They make bolt-on fenders for, you know, say, Sierra 1500s, Silverado 1500s. I believe they make them for, like, Tundras and Tacomas as well, among other vehicles. Like, I think they make them for the Bronco, too. But the thing is, I find that sometimes people are like, oh, you would never have a tire that big on, like, say, a truck like this, and I'm like, yo, you could go bigger than a 39 if you put big enough fenders. It's not just how much lift you have, it's how much clearance you have, and suspension lift is not always the end-all to getting clearance. Like, if you want to keep your center of gravity a little bit lower, you can just as easily do, like, some minor suspension mods and just put on enormous fenders that give you a dramatically increased amount of clearance, and you can run your bigger tires that way while keeping your center of gravity a little bit lower and keeping a little bit better drivability. Also, whoa, look at this section of trail. This is the realistic stuff I'm talking about. Especially look at that from the interior view. Oh, that's amazing. This is so cool. Like, I know that it might not be the high speed, like, bombing around a racetrack type stuff, but this is just as fun to me because this kind of stuff is literally the stuff that you would do in the real world. This is the stuff that I have done in my real Tundra, and that's why I love doing it in games so much. By the way that these rocks interact with the mud is incredible. Also, this mud is no joke. Like, this truck is legitimately having to fight for grip in this mud. I am in love with this map. I could spend hours here. I could absolutely spend hours here without even trying. And look how far you can see. Oh, this is gonna be the absolute, like, Overlander's paradise, especially when it's done. I mean, it's already an Overlander's paradise as is, but you give the map creator some time to add more details, more trails, more missions, more scenarios, and you come out here with your friends, you will be out here for hours just absolutely enveloped in this realistic simulation of off-roading and overlanding. It really is one of the best maps I've seen in so long, especially for that purpose. How long does this trail go on for? When I looked at it on the GPS, it didn't actually look this long. Oh, we got a crossroads, actually. Here's my question. Do we want to go to the right or do we want to go to the left? The left goes through the valley, but the right goes by the river, and it looks like that part of the map isn't necessarily finished yet. So the better one to follow would probably be the one through the valley. What do you say we go pre-runner mode real quick on this valley trail? Let's send it. Let's see how it does when we kick the pace up a notch, because this thing, obviously, remember, this suspension was tuned by Yeah Buddy, who specializes particularly in pre-runner tunes, Baja truck tunes, and, well, this mud is a little bit deep for us to be in high. We're clawing our way along for sure, but it is fighting for it. It is absolutely fighting for it right now. This is actually pretty close to how it would realistically behave in real life if you were trying to head through here with some wheel speed. And, I mean, it's just throwing mud everywhere. You're still able to make forward progress. You're not directly sinking, but you have to stay committed to the throttle, because if you don't, you will sink and you will stop. Look at this. Oh, my God. All right, come on. Full send. Ooh, it's a little iffy. It's a little iffy. I want to see if we can make it through here while staying in high the whole way. No! Oh, I tried to literally lift for 1 second, and it was like, yeah, you're done. You are entirely done with that. Come on. Come on, send it up the hill. There it is. Oh, dude. I love this place. I will recommend this map to literally every person that asks me for a good map. Ooh, a good off-road and overlanding map. I will recommend this place every single freaking time. And it's not even done yet. That's the crazy part. Come on, feathering the throttle just a hair. Just a hair, because I don't want to stall it again. I don't want to stall it again. But if I do stall it, yep, there it is. I got to go back into automatic mode, and then I got to start all the way over from the beginning. Come on. Go, 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 go. And there it is. I have to admit, going pre-runner mode on this trail was definitely the right decision, especially because, like, we're carrying some pretty dang good pace. And I don't know if there's going to be more obstacles added to this trail in the future or not. There might be, but I really don't know, so we'll have to wait and watch the map's development cycle and see what happens with this trail. But my god, this valley just keeps on going. Oh my god. Oh, what? That was a very weird scenario to get into. Like, it almost fell to one side and then, like, recovered itself. That was strange. Oh, we found the river, and it looks like this is where the mud stops, and then it starts to go back up into the hills again. This place is next level, y'all. This place is about as next level as it can get. But if y'all enjoyed this realistic overland adventure out here on the in-progress version of Tassie Trailing, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see y'all next time.